Is polygamy something that is traditionally part of Black culture, or is it a newer concept being
Polygamy
explored?
is the key, is the gateway for women to step into their divinity. Because let me tell you, when you're dealing with polygamy, you dealing with all the generational curses that you need to heal. You have to practice not going into separation. You have to practice loving yourself when you're not necessarily getting the attention that you so-called desire and need. You have to take that time for yourself and love yourself and be in your craft and be your most authentic self. But when we're going to organize it so it can be a sisterhood dynamic, so you can know what's going on, who he actually loves, and that you love too. Wouldn't it be beautiful? Maybe you don't need all the emotional stuff and you think you need it, but it coming from a place of void and insecurity that you have to heal. That void, that empty circle that you have, nobody can fill that up for you. And if they do fill it up for you and you don't fill it up for yourself, the person can take it away from you. Being in a polygamous relationship is about working on yourself.
This polygamy is a solution to your problem. You see, sir, you have a problem. You have in your country 7.8 million more women than men. If every man in America got married, there will be still 7.8 million women who will not be able to get husbands. And we know every man will never marry. Man gets cold feet for so many reasons. You know that? There are 25 million sodomites. You call them gays. Another 25 million women can't get husbands. Then your prison population, 98% are males. Your prison population, 98% are males. I said, your problem is getting compounded. You laugh at us. I said, the laugh is on you. The laugh is on you. Marry women of your choice by 2s and 3s and 4s. But if you cannot do justice between them, marry only one.
You want to find like-minded people that want the same thing you want in a relationship? Click the link below and find your match.
I don't give a damn about monogamy. I am fully prepared to have a conversation with a woman about our man. About making sure that we're doing our part to love him properly. But I don't require to be the only. I require respect. I require honesty. I require love. I require integrity. I don't require to be the only energy that you share your essence with for the rest of your duration. I don't require that from you. I have no desire to cage you in. None. I have no desire to cage you in. I don't mind sharing at all. So whenever I encounter energies, I always do my best to increase them to be enough to share, because in the back of my mind, I'm preparing myself for the possibility of having to share you. So let me make sure that I'm doing my part to help you increase to a degree that there's enough of you to share.
So we wrote down like the top 10 things that were asked, like as far as polygamy, and we wanted to share it. So the first thing we wrote down was, do we ever get jealous?
I think like that's one of the emotions that you check in the beginning. Like polygamy is just like any other relationship. So when you feel those emotions, you just check in the beginning. Like, I feel like we, love each other. We want to see each other happy. So it's just one of those things that you don't let get out of hand.
Yeah, I agree. I think that if you said that you never get jealous, like as a female, that would be a lie. Because we all get jealous. But I think that as long as you feel comfortable talking if I talk to Kenyatta about it, or if I, talk to Jamal about it, then it can be resolved in a healthy type way. And then the second thing was, how does Jamal divide his time?
Well, we have days, we spend time apart and we spend time together. And the days that we spend apart with him is just as important as the days that we spend together as a family.
Yeah, like, so we each get, like, to be specific, I'm with him on, like, what days am I with him? Monday, Thursdays, and Sundays. And then she's with him Thursdays,
Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Yeah, Wednesdays and Saturdays. And then the other days he has to himself. Like, he's the type of individual, he needs time by himself. Time by himself, that's it. So, and I need time by myself. Like, I'm that type of person too.
Me too.
And then me and her also spend time together as well. Mm-hmm. But we spend time as a family together too. Mm-hmm. The third one is, if something were to happen, would you still practice polygamy? That's a good one. Like, would you still practice polygamy if it wasn't Jamal?
It has to be with the right man and the right morals, the right values. But I think for me, it's always made sense for me. I read a book by a sister soldier called Midnight when I was like about 19, and ever since then I've been thinking like I would do it, and then it happened. So I would say it's more so a part of like who I am and how I think about relationships.
For me, I would definitely do it again. Like, I love polygamy. I would definitely do it again. Like, if something were to happen, like with Jamal or something like that, I would definitely practice polygamy again, for sure. How did y'all meet Jamal? How did you meet Jamal?
We were introduced by family, so, and that was it.
Okay, we met on POF. Plenty of fish in the sea. That's how we met. But yeah. Like, I was not the type of person to meet somebody online, but at that time period in my life, my friends like pressured me to get on online dating and whatnot, so I did that, and then that's how I met him. So the next one is, are you and I together? That's the number one asked questions. Y'all nasty, okay? Y'all freaky, okay?
Y'all, my mom asked me that question, but we're not.
No,
we're not.
We're not together.
I guess there's some polygamous relationships where that is like a dynamic that they have, but for us, I would say we're more closer to traditional, and but it's nothing wrong if anybody decide to do that. That's fine.
Yeah, that's not us. So how do you explain to your children?
So I think from the way I was just honest with my son. Like, I just told him straight up, like, hey, he has another lady. Her name is Camry. You're going to meet her. She's very nice. She has kids. And this is what it is. He has 2 women. And most of the time, kids don't really care. I think what my son asked is like, is that
true?
So I just told him, and polygamy is not considered cheating. Like, if he has like a commitment with another woman, so when he's with Camry, is not cheating. So I made sure I wanted him to understand that for him to feel more comfortable and that nobody's being treated wrong in this situation.
Yeah, it's the same for me. I have a daughter, so I want to show her, like, you're treated a certain type of way in a relationship, in a dynamic, and it's clear that I'm benefited in this relationship. I'm not settling, and those are the type of questions that I get asked, but I'm definitely not settling. As far as kids, I mean, they're in our dynamic. Like, they see what it is. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be, like, too many questions asked because they're in it. Like, they can see. Mm-hmm. It's clear. So
it's better to be honest with children, not try to hide anything, because they're part of the family, the dynamic as well.
It takes a village.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's the best, really.
Yeah. Because if I can't pick up the kids, she can pick up the kids, or vice versa. Yes. Same thing.
Times when I had my work schedule, like, took a whole lot out of me, like, she really helped me out with my son. So, like, it's really like having, like, just a village of a family to help you on a level that sometimes you're not saying my particular family, but your whole, like, a lot of families don't help in that way.
It's just another person. It's another bonus person that can be there for you mm-hmm. and your kids. And they see that too. Absolutely. It's not that complicated with kids, mm-hmm. honestly. So the next question, were you always open to the idea of polygamy?
I think for me, for a while, I have been open. I've just kind of been a part of that community that's kind of like, I've been like thinking or just talking about it for like years, and I just was open at that time. So it kind of worked out pretty good.
Hell no to the no, no, no. Oh, hell no. I was not open to polygamy at all. Sorry, I came off strong.
No, it's the truth.
It's the truth. Like when he first presented polygamy to me almost 7 years ago, I was young. Like I was super, super young. And I was just like, no, why am I not good enough? Why am I not this? Why am I not that? And it took a lot of self discovery and a lot of self-reflection, and it took me a lot of time to determine if I wanted this for my life, and I did. But no, I was not okay in the beginning, because I looked at it like what I'm taught. Monogamy. One-on-one. It's supposed to be this. It's supposed to be that. It's supposed to be this. But I've always been the type of person to think, just because somebody tells me it's supposed to be a certain type of way, doesn't mean that that's the right type of way. I do what feels good to me, and like what is supposed to be meant for me. And I could care less what anybody has to say or anything. But that's like a huge thing I had to get over as to how I'm viewed. So I had to go through like an ego death type thing. But yeah, like I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way now. But no, in the beginning, I was not okay with it. I had to do a lot of reflection, for sure. The next one is, are we allowed to have other boyfriends? So we're running out of time. Come back for part 2, and it's, are we allowed to have other boyfriends, etc.
We're sister wives. Of course people think we're in a cult.
We're sister wives. Of course we always hear, can never be me, sis, or you a good one.
We're sister wives. Of course people always compare the two of us.
We're sister wives. Of course people always stare at us when we're out in public with our man. We're sister wives. Of course people think me and her is together.
We're sister wives. Of course people don't understand our dynamic, but we don't need them to.
And that's why a lot of women end up in side chick situations, or situations where there's a wife and there's a side chick, which to me is a very toxic situation. A very toxic situation. It would be better if we were to practice polygyny. You know, more women would have husbands, and there would be less competition, and women would live in sisterhood. They would love each other and care for each other and care for children. Children would have more mothers. You know, so imagine that type of impact on our community when our people have more mothering.
We gotta throw him back.
I want to keep it.
No, you can't keep it.
I want to keep it.
I want to be in the type of union where there's another energy involved, a divine feminine energy that is caring for my man and my children when I'm away. I want it and I will have it. And she will respect and honor me and appreciate the fact that I welcomed her into our business of family. And she's going to love me and she's going to love him, and we are all going to be great to each other. And I'm going to be good to her. And I'm going to help her dreams come true. And he going to be so amazing to me that I'm going to want him to have some extra variety. And I ain't going to want him to ever feel like he got to hide nothing from me, or like he cheated or nothing like that. We going to find you whatever you like. and I'm going to be good to her.
We're polyamorous. Of course we know you could never.
We're polyamorous. Of course people ask if we get jealous.
We're polyamorous. Of course people assume we're going to confuse our kids while having multiple baby daddies, baby mamas.
Polyamorous. Of course we have a shared calendar.
Close that door for me.
We're polyamorous. Of course people ask if we're sisters.
We're poly. Of course people assume that it was his idea. How he convince y'all to do that?
We're poly. Of course people assume it's because we're not attractive enough to date monogamously. We're poly. Of course people want to know what goes on in our bedroom. Hey, babe.
My name is Pandora Monrose. I have 2 wives and 1 girlfriend.
Ain't never a dull moment in this career.
We got Nelly here. This is the first wife. We've been together for 10 years, married for 6 years. This is the second wife, Jay. We've been together for 9 years, and we've been married for 5 years. We do have an addition to the family. See, my girlfriend, she is hoping to be wife number 3.
Will be.
Okay, you heard that. Will be wife number 3.
Maya, how did you feel when your mom told you she had a girlfriend?
I was like, is she nice? So I felt excited to meet a new person. She's got a nice vibe to her. She was very friendly. I just enjoyed being around her. She's very funny too.
She funnier than me?
Maya,
Funnier than me?
y'all have different types of humor. You tell dad jokes.
Oh!
How did you explain the relationship with Sierra to your kids?
We pretty much just said, this is mom's friend, this is a friend of the family, until we saw how she bonded with them and we knew for sure that we were going to move forward and make it more permanent. It was easy to just say like, hey, she's a part of our family now. She's one of your parents.
I am not shitting on marriage. I am not shitting on anyone who has figured out how to make that thing work for them. Mm-hmm. Again, everything's not for everybody. Monogamy is for you. Mm-hmm. It's not for me. I realize this. I know this now. And it's like a weight lifted off my shoulders. I realized I spent so much time lying and trying to be somebody that I wasn't for the sake of somebody else. Mm-hmm. Complete and utter time wasted when I could have just been exactly who I am, said exactly what I want, exactly how I'm rocking, exactly how I'm not, and then waited for those people to gravitate to me.
Women don't mind sharing a man as long as he's a provider. They are even willing to lower down their standards as long as there's something they benefit. So that's why men are so successful being polygamous informally. Men are polygamous by nature, whether we want to debate it or not. By nature, they're polygamous.
Don't come in my
car. No. I had a woman come up to me today and say, brother, you look like God in the flesh. You a king. She said, tell me that you got 2 wives on your arm. I said, no, ma'am. Exactly. She said, why not? I said, because I'm married to one woman. You know what I'm saying?
You only need me. You only need one wife. That's it.
She said, you too much man for one woman. You need 2 wives. She said, if your woman tell you anything else, she see you as a peasant. If she tell you don't deserve 2 wives, she see you as a peasant. She said, never deal with a woman who don't see you on a higher level. Don't see you as a king or a God that you are in human flesh. Talking to my soul, she was convicting me. I feel cheated.
What you feel cheated on?
Cause all this time I've been deserving 2 wives when I only got 1. Man, hell no. I didn't know women out here that thought that highly of me.
Stanley, this lady don't even know you. And as soon as her ass deal with you, she ain't gonna want you no more. You need to be thanking me. You ain't gonna be no poly on my watch. I go be with somebody else.
Well, you gonna get the stepping, man, because it's sort of she got a better bargain to pitch than what you giving.
Oh, crazy over it.
So when y'all start going out together, was it uncomfortable? Was it weird?
The very first time, it was not. I wouldn't say it was uncomfortable. I wouldn't say it was weird. It was like a first date kind of nervous.
Yeah.
It was like I don't know what to expect. I want to be natural, but I want
I don't know
I
what
want
to
it to
talk
flow.
about.
Yeah, I don't know what to talk about.
What's okay to say, what's
Yeah.
not okay to say. I don't know what's gonna get repeated,
Yes.
or if it's not gonna get repeated. Like,
And
that
now,
type of thing.
now at this point, it's just like oh, this happened, and I don't like how it happened, so let's not do that again, or don't tell him, or let's tell him together, type shit.
Did y'all dislike each other at a point in time?
Did we
At
dislike
the very
each other at
beginning.
a point of time?
At the
Yes.
very beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first? I'll let her go first. Why did you not like me? Why did you not like me? She'll go first.
No, for real. The reason why don't matter, because that person is irrelevant. But
so I'll be the
will
one to say she was handed some misinformation, miscommunicated from an op that who thought they were going to put me out the equation, insert them in the equation. We talking about algebra now. If you know algebra, you know. Take me out of the equation, insert themselves in the equation, and make it work.
Never gonna happen.
But it didn't happen like that.
That wasn't gonna happen even if you.
Because all parties have to be involved.
Yeah.
Women be the main ones pushing for monogamy. And then when a bitch get in a relationship, you don't understand, by asking this man to not fuck nobody else, by asking this man to not call nobody else, by asking this man to not look at another woman for none of his wants and needs as far as male to female, you are then saying, I'ma be whatever you need me to be, nigga, because I don't want, but y'all don't understand that. Y'all just think that's how it's supposed to be, because that's what the media and the movies and your mammy and them taught you. That, like, that's what y'all think. Y'all, like, truth be told, if up front a bitch told you, these are all the things you're going to have to do, girl, in order to lock this nigga in like you want to, half of y'all wouldn't even want the nigga after that. But you never sit down to actually really consider, what does it take to be fucking Ray Ray's girlfriend? What does it take to be Michael's wife? Like, what type of demons do this nigga really got? What type of sex drive do he really got if he left every other bitch alone and only fucks with me? What type of things will he want out of me? Y'all be want a nigga that's rich and a freak and got a great personality, but is low key, don't talk to nobody, but is a people person, but is like, y'all want all this shit. And girl, if you actually had to entertain that nigga non-stop by yourself, bitch, you be a circus monkey. The way you would have to suck dick on Tuesday, swing from the ceiling fan on Thursday, be a fucking stripper on Friday, because the nigga like pole dancing on the weekends. Like, the way you'd have to cook on Sunday, turn around on Monday, and like y'all don't even know the half. And y'all be so quick to want a nigga to just lock in on you. Do you even have enough going on for you to be a person everything?